Hello and welcome back to the read. So we just finished a read for our spiritual selves, or our spirit man, our spirit woman, our spirit they. Spirit doesn't have a gender and doesn't think about gender in the same ways that we do here on earth. It is, in fact, a neutral. It is all things and nothing at the same time. That was a good one. All things and nothing at the same time. So we did a reading for spiritual, and now this is going to be our reading for mental and emotional. Let's see where we are. There are eight dimensions of wellness. I don't know why I want to do this one more time. And so I'm going to do it one more time. Usually I only do 3. One thing about the shuffle on this card, man, oh man, it's nice. Because you don't get any of the stick like from the cardstock. So we are, you see how they just kind of slide? I probably don't even have to put any weight in the shuffle, but they would just slide down by themselves. Anyways, enough about the cards. Let's get into this read for the emotional. Nothing is coming out. The shuffle is pretty smooth. I mean, yeah, the cards are smooth, but you know what I mean. Nothing is popping out. This wanted to say hi. It was the 6 of Pentacles. Let's do one more shuffle. Let me, this shuffle is a little bit harder with these cards, but we're going to try it. I constantly have to reset because the cards slide off of one another. Okay. The 6 of Cups came up in our spiritual as well. That's very interesting. So emotionally, you might be, and I usually don't read this card as this, but this is how it's coming out. Emotionally, you might be feeling a little bit nostalgic. You have the 6 of Cups, 2 young children in a courtyard playing. One child is giving a cup filled with flowers, or a cup filled with a flower, to another. One that I would presume to be a young boy is giving it to what I presume to be a young girl. So you might be doing some, maybe it's not nostalgia. Maybe you are feeding or doing some work with your inner child. That didn't fall face up, but we are going to look at it. 10 of Wands. Yeah, so you might be doing some inner child work, or you might be engaged in activities that are actually fulfilling your inner child. Maybe you're doing some art. Maybe you're going to some familiar places from your hometown. Maybe you are involved in some type of art keeps on coming up to me, like an arts and crafts thing. Like, are you doing arts and crafts? It is summertime, so you know all the kiddos are making like their lanyard bracelets. I can't remember what, maybe it is called lanyard, but remember those. This is coming to me. It's the string that's made out of plastic, and you fold one over the other. Yeah, lanyard. And you weave them together and you tighten it, and then you do the next layer. Yeah, that's coming to me. So maybe you are doing some type of arts and crafts. Whether you're actually making lanyards or not, it's so funny. Actually, in my desk, let me see if I can show you. I was doing this. This was a few months ago, but Don't mind the tangle. Obviously, I'm not working on it anymore. But yeah, this thing, not this particular string. This is embroidery string, but yeah, the plastic string. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, sometimes you just got to do some arts and crafts. Sometimes that's what the soul wants. So emotionally, mentally, you might be in a place that's feeding your inner child. Maybe you're just eating good food. Maybe you just did a recipe from mom or dad, and you ate that and kind of took you back to childhood. So emotionally, that's how you're presenting. That is the U card. I cut the deck. Let's see what comes out. The Four of Pentacles was in the last reading and the one before that. Emotionally, you're holding on to something. Ooh, but it's asking you to let go. Emotionally, that's so funny that these two cards came out. I read it differently in the other one because just the cards surrounding it required a different reading, but I think emotionally you're holding on to something. Maybe you're holding on to this feeling of nostalgia, which is okay to be in that space for a little while, but then we have to come back to reality. We feed the inner child and then we have to come back. So maybe you're holding on to it. Hold on to it for as long as it is healthy for you to hold on to it. Maybe this actually doesn't have anything to do. I think this is a healthy place to be in, right? Feeding your inner child. But maybe there are some negative emotions that you're holding on to that you need to work through. Maybe you're holding on to negative emotions from your childhood that now as an adult, it's time to let go, because you have the Judgment card at number 2. So we have 2, 4, 6, or sorry, 2, 4, 6, all evens. The Judgment card is asking us to answer the call to enlightenment. Yeah, you're definitely, as you're doing the inner child work, I would suggest that you do some exploration and see if there are any negative emotions that are associated with your childhood. See how you can process them and see how you can let go of them and answer to a higher call and bring those emotions into a higher vibration as you re-enter your waking emotional life. That was good. That was good, honey. Thank you, cards, for coming out in that way. Let's see the emotional journey. Let's see the emotional journey. Let's do this once. See if anything comes out. 2 of Swords. This also came out in our last reading. This is weird. Nothing else is coming out, so we are going to cut the deck. Pull with our intuitive. Ooh, you've gone through the ringer, babes. You have gone through the ringer, babes. But it's okay, because we can get out of the ringer. Yeah, there's definitely some negative emotions that are being presented here. The 2 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and the Page of Wands. So emotionally, you might be in a place where, yeah, definitely. When we think about what we just said about the 4 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, you have almost put yourself in a hanged man state, a hangman in reverse, where you're choosing not to take the blindfold off. Let me bring this up a little bit higher. You're choosing not to take off the blindfold, but the blindfold is very much in your power to take off. You have also created this sense of protection around this particular emotion or this emotional state, and you're protecting it. Sometimes we have these negative emotions and we actually protect them so that they can continue to live. Yeah, eight of swords. Eight of swords. You gotta take the blindfold off. It's very telling that you have two blindfolded ladies right next to each other. So this suggests that there is some negative emotion. It might be fear. It might be a little bit of fear. But you have protected these emotions. Look at these swords. These swords are surrounding her almost like her own prison. This emotion has imprisoned you, but you won't let go of it. You just won't let go. And you have to get real with yourself and ask the question, why won't I let go? Sometimes certain emotional states do something for us. They actually help us in the current level of engagement that we have with self. They actually serve a purpose. But when you're being called to elevate, when you're called to rise up and go beyond, it's so important. I guess technically I'll cover her up. I don't know if a bum needs to be covered up on YouTube, so I'll just cover up her chest. Again, you're being called to elevate and dissolve this particular emotion, because you have the Two of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. 2 times 4 equals 8. So this might actually be on a multiplied level. The emotion might have started as a mustard seed. I know usually we talk about mustard seeds in a faith way, but I feel like you had this emotion and it was small, and since you never let go of it, it just continued to grow and grow and grow and grow. What a beautiful card to get out. Temperance. Temperance. Wow. I'm so glad that card came up, because you needed this reminder. You needed the reminder that your spirit guides are with you and with you at all times. Most of the times our spirit and our emotions are tied, and this is just helping us remember that special interaction that our spirit and our emotions have. You got to let this go, my dear. You have no choice but to let this go. If you want to see yourself to be emotionally well and moving into the spaces that you desire to move into, you're going to have to let this go. And you have your spirit guides, you have angels surrounding you. God's telling you, like, let it go, baby. Let me take it. Give it to God. Give it up. It's not doing anything for you, but keeping you stuck. Keeping you stuck. Keeping you stuck. If you decide to answer this call of the judgment, you move into the Page of Wands emotionally. And the Page of Wands is a youthful person. I always like describing the pages as youthful. It doesn't necessarily mean your age, but more so of your disposition. Youthful in the way that you still believe that the world is ahead of you, the world is your oyster. And it might be a creative pursuit, because the wands represent creativity. It represents passion. It represents our desires. So actually, it might not be creative. It might actually be passion, because passion is tied to our emotions. So I'm going to take back the creative and I'm going to put passion. You might find yourself in a place where once you finally, come on, girl, read it like you see it. Once you get rid of this negative emotion that you've been holding onto, you're finally able to ignite your passion within you. Passion and fear are the antithesis of one another. You can be passionate about your fear, but you cannot have passion if you are dissolved in fear. Yep, that's it. Okay, and then once you do this, you're in celebration. I think you'll be able to energetically feel the difference. Let's see if I can balance this card on this rock. Doubt it. Anyways, the Three of Cups. So 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you have the Three of Cups. So you move into some celebration. Once you let go of it, I cannot emphasize that enough. Look at this card. These cards are never going to like lose their quality. You can bend them and they go straight back. Anyways, once you decide to let go of it, you go into the Page of Wands, and then you go into the Three of Cups, where you're able to celebrate more. I love that for you. And you might be celebrating in community. I love the Three of Cups. That's one of my cards of community. Let's pull one more card. What is the overall energy? So you have the Temperance card. Your guides are with you. It's asking you to remember that divine balance. This didn't want to come out, but I just want to look at them. These cards are so interesting. Again, I still don't know how I feel about them, but as a shuffler, it makes me feel good. Ooh, that almost popped, but it didn't. Let's see. Oh, the Nine of Pentacles. That would have been a beautiful card. Let's do one more shuffle. If nothing comes up, that almost popped too. Page of Cups. Let's cut. Four of Cups. Very interesting. A very interesting way to leave off this read. I think your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestors are actually offering you this new emotional cup. But because you're in the Four of Pentacles, 2 4s now. 4 plus 4 is 8. 4 times 4 is 16. Because you're in this, look at the, okay, how do I explain this? Okay, you are in the Four of Pentacles energy. Look at his hands. He has already wrapped his hands around the pentacle. However, the divine is offering you a new cup. But because you have this Four of Pentacles energy, you are so wrapped up with this particular emotion that you can't reach out and grab for a new one. You gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. It's stopping you. It's keeping you at this lower elevation. And the goal is always to elevate higher and higher. The divine is offering you a new emotional cup, but you have your hands folded. That's not a position. That's not a position of receiving. It just isn't. The Four of Pentacles, the Hierophant, number 5. Just wanted to see. Let's see what's at the bottom. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, you gotta find a way to get your arms out of this crossed position, out of this holding position, and open up your hands to be able to receive. Open your hands to remember that there's always a different option. There's always a different option. Remember, Your spirit guides are with you during this time, and they're going to keep softly, softly, softly calling you to elevate higher. What are you going to choose? What are you going to choose? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you at the next one. Bye.